this program.
It is now that part of the program when we shall
Unbox, 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 unbox.
What's inside the box?
Hey folks, good evening. Actually, good afternoon if you're in my neck of the woods. Good evening to everybody else in the US. And hello to wherever, to the folks who are elsewhere. Sorry, I am kind of running a little behind figuring out some tech stuff, but I'm incredibly happy to see some different folks in the chat today. So thank you all for coming through. Some folks weren't able to kind of hang out for the entire time, but thank you, Dom, for dropping in. And Dom says he'll check it out in post. I will tell you that I'm kind of using this whole live thing as my way of forcing me to make content. And then really what I'm doing is editing these a little bit and sort of doing the repackaged thing thanks to Quip. So I'm doing these Unbox Something repackaged versions where I sort of cut out a lot of the rambling, put in some music, yada, yada, yada. So definitely check it out. Might even be differently entertaining. Casino Skunk Productions. Ralph senses a theme with the thumbnail art and the time we're starting the stream. Your Quip has some theories, and he cited the great poet laureate Nate Dogg, and you can read that there. I'm not very strong with my poetry skills. Allison Troy, whoop, whoop, finally able to make one of these live. I mean, it's all good. I'm just starting to try them out. And yep, A Troy in the house. And I appreciate that, Ralph, hitting that like button while you wait. That, that's a thing. I appreciate it. And Adam, yes, I hear you. You do your videos live, so I don't have to edit them. And I'm taking your lead and sort of, especially during this holiday season, the way you've kind of just been going on and just saying, screw it, we're unboxing. And that's what I'm doing. Even though I'm not 100% prepared, but whatever, it's cool. We're doing this somewhat DIY style. Okay. So the backstory is I had a bunch of stuff piling up, and I'm trying to share them with you all, share them with myself, enjoy them. And so that's what we're doing here. And I'm going to try and do this a little bit rapid fire style. So, I don't necessarily feel the need for folks to have to sit here and watch me slowly unbox stuff and ramble on. So with that said, I'm going to take you to the unbox cam. And I will tell you right now, let me know if there's issues with it. I am figuring out, again, my tech setup. So things might slow down network-wise. So hopefully that's not the case. Let's see. What do I want to do here? I want to focus on that. There you go. Let's figure this out. So going to try and do this. I might be in the same place where Highly Articulated is. But so far, that last part is still true for me as well. I am having fun. And during this sort of like holiday period, I do get a little bit of time off work. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. So anyways, Ralph sensed a theme. And that theme is purely just being green. We're going to go green here for a second. And I kind of mentioned in the video description, a little bit of a contradiction, given that we're looking at a bunch of plastic. But that's okay. Well, it is what it is. We deal with the contradictions. This is about as green as it gets when it comes to action figures. I, for whatever reason, not planned, have just sort of come across these toys that have embodied the spirit of the forest, of nature. And here they are. And these two are sort of are truly going to be unboxed. This one, I'm clearly cheating a little. because after all, this is a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Man-Thing. And so this one has been out of the box for quite a bit, and actually I just barely finished him up. I've had these pieces for a little bit, and I needed 2 more. Found them recently and was sort of inspired by a recent appearance that I don't totally want to spoil of this character. So if you know what I'm talking about, then awesome. If you don't, well, I want to leave that to you. This is a classic Marvel character that I believe this is the second Marvel. No, that's not true. This might be the first Marvel Legends version of this character. I think the other one was by Diamond Select. I might be wrong. I'm not that kind of collector. I don't feign to be an expert. But this figure is amazing. And yeah, typical Build-A-Figure style. I love this feature. I'm not a Marvel Legends guy. My brother is, so I kind of play with his collection. And so, but I love the concept of getting, bits of these characters along with the carded figures and putting them together. I've been gifted different parts and then finally had to go buy some parts to make myself a Man-Thing. I had my eye on a really cool Mondo vinyl figure of this character, but at the end of the day, I couldn't justify the $200 price tag. So instead, I settled on this one. So here's the Man-Thing, a portal multiverse hopping character that is all green, made of living green stuff. That's Man-Thing, and I'll kind of leave it there. Great. Check. We've unboxed one. Oh, actually, here, let's get cute for a second since I did it. All right. Yeah, that's the Marvel Legends Man-Thing Build-A-Figure. Look at that. And if you're not familiar with what I do here, I am not super thorough with things like articulation and running you through that. This is what I'll say. Take a look. It moves. It can look down. It can look up. It's got an ab crunch, all of that. And I'm also not one who sort of sticks to particular lines. So I don't know. It just doesn't make sense for me, I would say. But I know that great folks who do that kind of thing have reviewed this figure in the past. Do a search, check it out. But let's move on to the Mossquatch. I, again, am not a solid collector of particular lines. So this is Mezco from the 112 Collective. I've actually been eyeing this toy line and this toy company for a long time and just been totally into what they do. But I kind of have to watch it from afar. When I sort of restarted this new action figure collection, most of my stuff tends to be in the sort of 7-inch-ish scale. I get some sort of 6-inch stuff. So it's not true 112, and these tend to run that way, even though these characters are absolutely amazing. I love the design. They're right up my alley. If you take a look at just even from the box art, the illustration, I am not prepared to tell you who drew this, but I am prepared to tell you that it's awesome. Just the, it screams old school, again, Marvel to me, which was definitely a touchstone from my childhood. Take a look at that. The colorway of the packaging is perfect, super graphic, super artist driven, and I love it. And so this is all, by the way, teasing what's inside. This is fully flocked. I don't usually flock around with this flock stuff, but flock it. It's pretty cool. It's not a toy for children. It's intended for adult collectors only. So I count. I'm 18 many times over. All right, let's unbox. Full disclosure, I actually opened this one already. I couldn't resist when it showed up. But I put it back in its box because I didn't have quite the space for it yet. Let's get the Mossquatch going. While I'm doing that, let me check in with y'all. Oh yeah, I guess that'd be this one. I love how these are packed into. You can tell the flocking goodness up in there, probably, hopefully. Fully flocked, head to toe, with the exception of the face, the toes. I just said head to toe, and the fingers. Comes with some cool accessories. That's the Mossquatch. All right, so yep. Come on now. Let's get over here. Okay. Look at that. Look at this guy. I grew up. I was, full disclosure, born in 1976. So I'm a 46-year-old human being. And I grew up at a time where pop culture was filled with all sorts of weird experiments, whether it was kaiju that was emerging, obviously wasn't new, but oops, it was fully in the zeitgeist by 76. And we had things like Star Wars that brought us all sorts of cool creatures. We had stuff like G.I. Joe, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, She-Ra. What else? Just anything and everything. And so this thing hits all sorts of notes. I think when they kind of created this character and we're going to design this character, they were like, hey, wasn't Godzilla pretty cool? And wasn't like King Kong pretty cool? What if we merge the two and maybe we saw Man-Thing or his DC somewhat equivalent of Swamp Thing, and we said, let's put it all together. And I think they came up with Mossquatch. Totally conjecture. I don't know. But as a child of the late 70s and 80s, I think this thing is just perfect. Okay, so now I'm not, again, the person to kind of go through the articulation, but I will tell you that I do wish that this thing moved a little bit better, because here I was looking to get a Mezco, and I chose poorly if I was trying to actually get something that represented what they normally do. The 112 collective stuff is really highly articulated, all sorts of cool little points of movement, but this guy is fairly limited. He does what he does, but it's okay. I mean, he's right up there with what most of my collection can do. Maybe not as much as this guy. This guy can do much better yoga poses than this one. I keep saying guy. I'm not actually fully sure. Sorry to presume. But Mossquatch, they're kind of like limited in terms of what they can do in terms of the movement. Yesterday I showed off this guy, and my 9-year-old enjoyed that quite a bit. And so I'll go ahead and do this for him too. Share that. We can see that that you can see the limitations of his movement. Let's stop there. Okay. So yeah, there's all sorts of cool things about him design-wise. Visually, I love the face. I love just the design of the character. But again, I guess in my head, I was like, ooh, Mezco, I'm going to get my first Mezco. And then people were kind of laughing at me saying, you got the wrong Mezco. But unfortunately, the other Mezcos tend to run a little short for my sort of standard collection. That's sort of filled with, again, Masterverse, Mythic Legions, looking over at the shelf, some Storm collectibles. So they tend to hover in the 7-inch. So this person or this creature, for reference, let's see who we're going to bring out. For reference, isn't as big as he might come across, right? He's not exactly super monstrous when you put him next to this He-Man Masters of the Universe, right? Masterverse. So That said, he's still cool. I love variety in my shelf. I love variety in scale. I love variety in body type, in height, in weight, in musculature, in almost genre, so long as it sort of fits in this weird mashup of fantasy and science fiction. I'm cool, and this one works. So he's not huge. But you know who is huge? What the Flock. Let's check out. All right, let's just come on. This thing is just not gonna matter at this point because, as you'll see, I can't even fit this guy, and I'm pretty sure this ant uses he/him pronouns. So, this is Treebeard, the talking ant. I picked this thing up after seeing someone post him, and I don't know what to tell you. I saw him and I was like, oh, I think Quip's right. I don't really have a type. I'm just kind of like, dope figures is the only thing that I like, and I look at that, and that's dope. That is beyond dope. That's like El Dopa Deluxe. That thing is just fantastic. The sculpt on this, right? The love, the attention that went into this, both from the original sculptor to the folks who produced this thing, try to make it into an action figure, do the engineering for it, and then produce it and paint it. Fantastic. So we've got, this is meant for a 6-inch line, but Man-Thing is a larger character, creature. We've got the Mossquatch. They're over there as this, I'm assuming in Mezco world, and I know in Mezco world they tend to run larger than, say, Gomez and their sort of counterparts. But in my world, they're kind of a little bit tiny. So then comes this thing. All right. I'm going to do this here. In the meantime, while I kind of open this thing up, let's see what folks are saying. All right. I'm a little bit behind, but let's check this out. I 100% agree, Quip. This thing is cool. I actually think I probably should keep Treebeard away from the flames because forest fires. Mossquatch is cool. Agreed. Yeah, I think so on that note, thank you for reminding me, because I'm trying to be fancy, right? I'm trying to play around here with StreamYard, but apparently not enough, because I think what I was supposed to do was do something like this and then go. So here we have Treebeard, beautiful action figure. Anyways, that's how it's supposed to go. And then for the repackaged version, I will edit it and it'll go just like that. As far as, yeah, I agree for the most part. Gender is a human construct. And I don't know that these spirits of the force would necessarily adhere too much or trip too much on being misgendered. That said, Man-Thing clearly is a product of his time, and he was a man, a human being in origin. So there's that. Mossquatch is absolutely kind of like open, fluid, moves through the spectrum. So, yup. We're gonna get here, BANANAS. But I will tell you right now that these old Toy Biz figures, who knew? But sorry, they like tape. Damn, everything is taped down. And I don't remember now if this was new or used. I bought it off the secondary market. I wasn't collecting figures when this thing came out. Actually, this might be new. Just been sitting somewhere on a shelf or in a warehouse because the battery is dead. Oh yeah, this is new. So definitely take a look for it. I feel like we were on the GDL. I feel like we were on the GDL Discord talking about this, weren't we? Anyways, I have finally sourced one. Let's play the fun game of how fast or slow can brick something. Get rid of these twist ties. These are so whack. Yeah, that's what I thought. And if you don't know what we're talking about, since we are here on the Brick Something channel, it absolutely makes 100% chance to promote something else. I am a huge fan of the Geek Dad Life crew, and they are one of a couple different channels that I have become a Patreon of. A patron through Patreon of. Man, this is ridiculous. Look at that. God. All right. So there's a bunch of us that are on this awesome Discord as patrons. How did I do that again? Yeah. Including folks here today. Just sharing like toy news and geek memes and promoting each other's stuff, doing some awesome custom work, custom figure work. Allison does a ton, and I'm totally into the work they're doing, and I'm going to have her on this channel in 2023 to kind of highlight some of that work. I'm really a huge fan of toys in general, but my background is sort of in art and music, publishing, and part of that was sort of this punk rock spirit of sort of DIY stuff. So for me, this whole toy culture thing is awesome. Grown up around toys for the longest time, but what I've been really excited about are things like Geek Dad Life, Ostradamus Toys, just sort of like folks creating their own little channels, Skelevator and the Toy Frenzy crew, Toy Migos, just like making it, right? Like not waiting for some big old company to create the avenue for us to learn about toys and get together, but instead just being like, nope, let's do it ourselves. Let's make a channel. And so they inspired me to make my channel. And that's what we're doing now. And so I kind of want to bring in folks like Allison on the channel, show off her amazing talent and all the work that's been done. Maybe talk a little bit about toys and the creative process. So if that sounds interesting to you, two things. Definitely keep checking back. Hit that like and subscribe for Brick Something. And check back. We should be doing that relatively soon, probably in the next month, if not a little after. And then the second thing you should do is check out Geek Dad Life. You probably already have. But if you haven't, check it out. Consider being a patron. And then join us on the Discord and just chat it up. Okay. So I am an unboxing person. I don't keep my figures trapped in their cardboard prisons. But damn, this is complicated. Toy Biz, you are doing your thing. Let's see what other folks. Allison saying a lot of people snatched up those Lord of the Ring toys thinking they'd be worth a lot of money and hoarded them away. Yeah, I think that's what happened with this one. This was in like some kind of goblin stash somewhere. It was always hard to find the cool stuff when those were new. While we're here, can I just say that I love Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. And so I want to name that, in addition to just this being a ridiculously cool figure from a toy perspective with the awesome sculpt and whatnot, but it's an awesome representation of this really cool take on the Ent on Treebeard. What do you all think? This thing has been sitting somewhere, right? Thank you. Finally untied. Wondering if these batteries, I wonder if like they've been sitting. I don't know if like they've leaked, or is that a thing? We'll see. Let's see what else. All right. So, man, right now I'm geeking. This thing is fantastic. Let me throw him into the I love that you get to see the sort of behind the scenes. Since we're talking DIY, if you're curious, all this is a piece of fabric over a large poster board. That's kind of the way I've been doing it. So it's got limited reach. If I wiggle a little too hard, it could come collapsing down. Got the awesome multi-purpose binder clips that like I use for everything in life. Yeah, anyways, there's some bubble gum in there, some duct tape, whatever works. Okay. So I am curious about the articulation on this thing, but he's not done. He does have this separate piece. Look at that. They're like, there's no point in saving this box. Even though we've posted this gorgeous like reprint of the Middle Earth map, in order to get to that piece, this is not done by the Four Horsemen. They're like, yeah, you're just gonna have to tear that thing out. So I'm gonna do that. Just kind of rad. This is like this is reminding me of Christmas Day right now as a kid. None of this collector friendly packaging, just rip it up. Oh, there you go, actually. There you go. Bear with me. Nice. As far as the batteries, Allison's saying I should probably be careful because they have those little watch batteries and they could just have corroded. So I'll figure that out. Again, hilarious. These big tree spirits here. My Go Green Day that, yes, did start at 420. Probably have all sorts of weird toxic chemicals in them. All right, we got to pop on this little thing. And this is, I think, what gives the character its listed height of 19 inches or something ridiculous. This may be, is this the tallest figure I have in my collection? I think this is actually the tallest figure that is intended to be a functional part of my main collection. I do have some big characters, but what was I looking for? Oh yeah, this. Okay. So here we have Treebeard, the Ent. That was racist. Standing at, what is that? Actually, it's just a little bit. It's at 17 and a half. If I'm going to go all the way to that branch up there that, man, was it Merry or Pippin? Do you even Lord of the Rings? Here, let's do this. No. Contrast that with the little teeny character I opened up yesterday. How cute is that? Cutest thing. Okay. So that's a tall character. I do have some big characters. I think some of the larger things that I have, at least on hand, are, this is where Brick Something brings out a bunch of rando toys, just cause, is the Hammond Collection T-Rex. That's a big one. Let's see. We've got a wolf. That's a big one, but not necessarily in height. D20. Battle Wolf. So this Treebeard character definitely is a new one. Special guest appearance by my thumb. Take a look at these guys. We've got my tree spirits, my spirits of the forest. And I don't know, I think this thing is rad. I don't really have anything more to say. And thank you, Pippin. And agreed, that's a cool wolf. If I let the wolf hang out for too long, I think he was gonna soil Treebeard's roots. And then we've got sort of other characters that can sort of like hang out with my spirits of the forest, right? So members of Zylona's flock from Mythic Legions, Zephyrius, who was my favorite Mythic Legions character of 2022. Mainly because brand new scale, brand new body type. There's another biggin. I don't know so much that this necessarily fits in theme, but so you can kind of just get a sense of scale, right? This is roughly 9-inch, if I remember when I do that. There you go. I'm getting old. Oh no, sorry. Equadron here is horse head to the crotch. Sorry, Treebeard. 10 inches. So you can kind of see. I love, like I said, variety on a shelf. Dude, watch where you're pointing that, man. That's, you can take someone's eye out with that sword. All right. You know what? That's hilarious. I don't know that I even had him fully standing up straight. So I think Treebeard is like, no, buddy. I am actually, yep, a full 18 inches. If you want to get all caught up in size. Anyways, look at this Treebeard. Man, he's got articulation up here at the shoulders. He's pinless for all of you who for that's a thing for. Yeah, no pins. He's got, he doesn't have the arm swivel, sorry, the branch swivel. He does have right here at this branch, he can move. The fingers are articulated, all four at the same time. Again, there's my thumb looking like homeboy from Breakfast Club. Very cool, man. I remember back in art school, I'm making something similar to this. That hand in particular just had a little sort of senior moment flashback. Looks like the hips can move. I don't think they come out. No, just kind of like the old Kenner figures. And the knees, though, yeah, they rotate. There's a bend, not much of a bend. So, but you know, you can get them into a cool pose. I love these oversized figures. They do take up a lot of shelf space, but I'm more about the aesthetics, and I just think it's cool to have a scene like this where you've got a variety of sizes, right? And body types in the forest. just hanging out roughly around 420, getting angry at the weird humans who keep burning their cousins. And you've got cute little fawn creatures telling everyone to lighten up. Oh, look at this. Sorry, Treebeard. That's what you get. So, you know, I love this. I love that I've got this sort of weird, eclectic, fun, fantastic group of characters. And you might be wondering, you got something against humans? Not so much. But, you know, like, it's cool to have a human character in the mix. But it's kind of boring when all the characters just kind of look the same. Right? It's like life, variety, true diversity. Just makes for a much more interesting story, a more complete story. Makes me wonder, like, what's the deal with all these folks, right? What's life like for these folks? Let's get a couple more humans going on here. Anyway, so bringing out a bunch of toys to kind of show this cool variety that can happen when you mix things together. I don't know. I'm really intrigued by this original group of forest creatures. We'll keep the wolf here just because. Now let's get rid of them. All righty. So these are the 3 figures that I was going to unbox today. I hope y'all enjoyed checking them out. Let's see. Oh, what's going on, Wilhelm? And agreed. Well, I think he looks quite healthy. Sorry, dad joke. But yes, he looks sick or hella sick, as we say here in the Bay, if you're old and goofy like me. And we've got the Mossquatch and Man-Thing. Anywho, that's pretty much all that I wanted to share today on this sort of like a quick live stream. Again, I'm not really planning on doing this as often as I have been. I've got a little bit of time. It's the holidays. We've got that little break before the new year. And so I'm just doing it. I'm trying to build up the channel. I started this channel on my birthday in August and kind of had a little bit of a lull. So I've been inspired lately by the folks doing the lives and kind of started figuring that out. And it's, as Adam pointed out earlier, it's a way to make sure that, you know, you don't have to edit. So all that said, as I'm trying to grow the channel, it would be great if you could consider hitting that like button on this live stream and then consider subscribing to Brick Something. And I think that's pretty much going to be it for this stream. So thank you all for joining me today live. Really appreciate it. I hope you all are getting ready for a solid welcoming of the 2023 year. Again, hit like and subscribe. I'll repackage this, again, copyright quip, in a version of this video that probably has a little bit more music, cuts out some of the rambling, and might include a couple of additional like posed up shots. So hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed looking at 3 different lines, 3 different characters kind of in the same theme. I really appreciate y'all for coming through. And that's all I've got for today. So peace and power, folks. Thank you. See you soon.